The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good Monday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Candace, as we start the final week of September.
Yes.
Today being the 26th, Saturday will be October the 1st, which makes the word October makes you think of fall. And, well, we certainly hope it hurries up.
I know. It doesn't feel like fall. It did briefly about a week ago, I guess, when we had some cooler temperatures in the morning. But
85 is what we're expected today. Tonight, down to the 50s, and we'll tell you more about that. So it's going to be cool in the morning when you wake up. It'll almost make you feel really good.
Yeah.
We start this morning with tragedy. There's no other way to word this, as we find out that a death has occurred in Meridian on I-20. It appears, from people that I've interviewed this morning, this was a homeless man. As we go here to pull up pictures of the police scene from I-20 this morning. As we pull into this, the Lauderdale County coroner has arrived on the scene as we go through these pictures. And again, as we look at this, Meridian Police Department on the scene there on I-20, along with the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department there. This is in front of the Astro Motel, which is near Nelson Hall Chevrolet on the South Frontage Road. From what I'm told by witnesses, the gentleman is a white gentleman that is known to be a homeless man in the area. Sometime around 8:30 last night, someone bought this man a hotel room for the night. That was around 8:30. Somewhere around 10 p.m., this gentleman would walk across I-20 to get food. And coming back, he was struck by a car, a truck. He was struck by something. Now, people that are on the scene, as again, not confirmed, but people that I've spoken to this morning that have seen the evidence, seen what's going on here, it appears that this man was struck on the on-ramp getting on I-20, and his body was dragged down I-20. There's bumper parts, there's car parts everywhere, leading you to believe that on an on-ramp there would be no way to not know that you did not hit a human being.
right.
If it was down further and it was on the interstate, you could say that possibly someone didn't know what happened. But you're not really driving normally that fast on an on-ramp getting onto an interstate. You would have to know what you've done.
Right.
Why they did not stop, we don't know. And again, that portion of what we get is unconfirmed, but that is coming from witnesses at the scene. We do believe that this happened somewhere between 10 p.m. and 10:30 last night, as witnesses tell us this morning that they heard a thump. Sounded almost like a transformer that was blowing, blew. Now, where the body was, and again, he lay there all night. It was in a dimly lit area on the edge of I-20 and was not visible this morning until daylight was breaking. This is just the most horrible thing that could happen.
It's awful.
It is. It rattles my soul. For someone to have lain there that long, and then you have to ask yourself: was the gentleman? Could he have been saved had emergency officials gotten there quicker? That whoever hit him, had they stopped, would he be alive now?
That's awful. It's horrible.
So, as we said, we start today with that news. Again, if you're getting on I-20 this morning, anywhere there by Nelson Hall Chevrolet on the I-20 side, be extremely careful. Use that left lane. There's police there. They're marking with spray paint as to where it all happened, and trying to recreate the scene of what happened as they investigate this. Awful, awful, awful news to start a Monday morning off.
That is awful. That just hurts my heart. I mean,
It does. And this is, from what I'm understanding, the third person. I'm trying to think back on this. About the third person that's been killed in that exact spot.
It's a bad spot for people to try to cross, for sure. But I just don't understand, people hitting a human being and not stopping.
I know.
I mean, I don't know.
And I tried to be, at first I thought, well, this most likely was one of the cases of they just had no idea they had hit a human. But when you back this up and you do it on the on-ramp and how far this happened and all, there's just, I don't see how you would not know.
Yeah.
We do hope that they are brought to justice.
Yeah, I would hope that somebody would speak up if they did that.
They had something to hide, seriously.
That's awful.
This is a bad situation as we look at it this morning.
This man has family. He might have been homeless, but he has family, I'm
Absolutely.
sure, somewhere. So prayers for his family for sure.
And you look at this. A good Samaritan helped the man out last night, bought him a hotel room to where he could get a hot shower, had gone to buy something to eat, and then struck down. Horrible, horrible, horrible is the only way we know to put this. As we get more official reports of this, we'll get back with you and let you know exactly what becomes of it. And as comments there, is it time that we get a bridge over this, that we have so much traffic over I-20 that there be a skywalk, so to speak, placed? Do we ever see that happening?
I don't know. Something needs to happen for sure. I don't know how they would do that.
I had somebody say, quit building sidewalks downtown and use the money to where it could really be useful. Now, I don't know who would pay for that, if it was an I-20, if it's a state over a highway, or if it would be a city project.
I've seen where they have like fence coming up over the side. Maybe there needs to be something put up down through there on the side so nobody can cross right there.
As a kid, we had the skywalk, and it was taken down for whatever reason right there by Dairy Queen on Highway 39. But that went away. But that would be the exact perfect thing that would cure this.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening in downtown Meridian early this morning as we begin this. And we hate to start a day off with a downer, but facts are facts. And
and prayers too for these first responders that have to come to the scene of something like that. I mean, thank goodness for them, but that would be a very emotional thing, having to be there.
It'd be my first day and last day on the job. I am not good at that.
Yeah.
And thank heavens there are people that can do these types of things. I'm just not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm a man.
It does take a special person,
Yes, it
I think,
does.
to be able to do these jobs. So
You got to know your limitations in life of what you're capable of helping other people.
Yes.
That's not my area. I admit it. Overnight, I'm getting word also that a window was busted out. Why you would do this is just meanness. It's just going to cost people. I'm sure that they were after something. But as we go out and we pull this up off of 8th Street, Meridian Animal Clinic, I'm getting word that a window was busted out of their business last night. I have no confirmation that anybody went in the building. I was just told that the window was busted out of their business, and we do hate that happened there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, one thing that has gotten, well, that was improper English, wasn't it? That wasn't even proper Southern English. Let's back that up and try this. This has gotten a lot of traction. If you were anywhere near yesterday in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, the Philadelphia area, I got 2 different videos. But this video... and I'll call this more or less kind of viral of what it has gone. Let's pull this up where you can see this. Let me pause this. This is downtown Kosciuszko, Mississippi. A big thank you to Josh for sending this to me. Here we go. Look at this. This is a cloud that is near Kosciuszko, Mississippi. Let's hit play on this.
What do you call that, a wall cloud? Is that considered a wall cloud?
I'm not 100% sure. It looks like it's coming to eat you.
I saw a comment under the video, and it said, somebody had commented, I think I'll just turn around and go the other way.
Yeah. Now,
I said I would have done the same thing. I'd have thought, we all fixing to leave here. Yeah.
I had, it's another word for that also that I've got written down somewhere in my notes, that the sandstorms that happen in the deserts. This got a name for what they look like as they come across a desert. Now, this looked a little different. Let me go back and find this as it made its way to Philadelphia. Here's the same cloud as it's changed its look as it made its way to Philadelphia yesterday. Let's blow that up where you can see that. It was a little bit lower to the ground, the west of there, but it is...
It's freaky looking. I mean, it really is.
Now, this may have happened before, but that is the first time in the state of Mississippi that I've ever gotten one of them. Usually it's some far off state. You see that and you go, wow.
I know. There was all kind of comments. The aliens are coming. You know.
Yeah, and Dawn's right. It
Crazy.
does look like a wave, like Hawaii 5-0. I keep expecting Steve McGarrett to jump up on the screen and go da-da-da-da.
Lily and Glenn, she said that it was a shelf cloud.
Yeah, that's the proper word for it, I believe. But back in Mississippi, we call that. There it is again.
Yeah.
Ain't it spooky?
Because look at the very bottom of it on down, like it's showing now, right there. It's so dark. Black.
If you'd like to view that for yourself, visit our page at Scotty Ray Report. If you're watching on television on Facebook, Scotty Ray Report, and take a look at that. Had a bunch of shares. A lot of people have viewed that thing.
I think there was another video of it somebody posted up under in the comments also. So, and it was a little more. It stayed in one spot.
Gotcha. It was a steady picture there.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go back and look at that. Wow. Oh, wow. That's a few of the things. Now, other things that went on yesterday was Rump Row. If you were trying to, I got a text somewhere around 5:30, 5:40 yesterday morning that said, "Get up." I thought, what is this about? And I took a look, and we had a wreck on Highway 19 already. As an 18-wheeler hauling chips had overturned, and if you needed to come to Meridian yesterday morning, just north of House, you wasn't coming. As we take a look, that wasn't good English either, was it? Here's the scene after daylight. This is a chip truck that overturned right in the middle of Highway 19. Some way, somehow, believe it or not, no one was injured in that. Now,
at first I thought that was corn, and I was thinking all the hunters were probably.
Now that you mention that, I do have a picture of an Neshoba County wreck where there was one.
Oh,
and
okay.
It wasn't the wreck that was bad. It was everybody that went. That flocked to the scene to clean up. It was cleaned up.
Goodness.
But that's funny that you bring that up. But that does look like corn. Now
it does. I was thinking all the hunters are going to be coming with garbage bags.
Yeah. Here's a scene after the wreckers got there to pick this. This is the truck back overturned. Let's blow that picture up a little bit there. As you can see, major damage to that 18-wheeler. They've got the road there blocked. And it would be somewhere a little after 12, around 12. I can't remember the exact time that we posted the all clear on the highway, but it was finally opened back up and everybody could get to where they were going.
Yeah.
There's lots.
The roads were slick.
They were rain. Well, it actually, when the wreck happened, it wasn't raining, and then bless their hearts, those folks that was out there working, got them wet. More up and coming with Scotty Ray and Candace as we kick off this Monday morning right here in the 69, 70 degree weather neighborhood. Whew. Yeah. Much more on the way with us. Y'all stay close.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Folks, if your yard is needing grass and you need it quick, talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding. They offer residential and commercial. The great thing about this, it doesn't wash, the water treads, and it holds the soil in place. It's the easiest way to grow grass. That's hydro seeding. You'll get a great looking lawn without all the dry spots. How many times have you put out seed and it gets washed away, blown away, or even the birds eat it? Talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding, 601-728-1954. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. I had the name written down of what I'm going to say next, and I can't find my piece of paper. But I guess we've made the big time when we make it to a conspiracy theories page. And the conspiracy theory is, I scratched my head, the wreck that we just showed. Somebody put that on some big, and she's a lady that's a conspiracy theorist about wrecks, and she shared that from my page yesterday, and that is possibly a conspiracy theory with wrecks. And this is where conspiracy theorists lose me. A wreck is a wreck.
Yeah.
It's not some plot by the government to overturn an 18-wheeler to block track. I don't get it, but they were hard at work at that. But look, I have since learned that Alex Jones makes lots of money, like $800,000 a day, by making up conspiracy theories. Find me a good one to start.
He don't save it, I don't guess, but he makes it. Yeah.
Boy, that's a chunk of change.
Yeah.
But the only conspiracy theory that I think I fall full-fledged into is all about JFK, because it don't add up. I believe there's more than what we were told. I'm all on board on that.
You talking about from the one that shot and they said shot?
The grassy knoll.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The magic bullet that went down to Walmart, turned around, went back to TGMY, and then came back up to the Handy Hardware. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I still just can't follow all of that. I don't believe it. One person, I don't believe it.
So you think the wrong one went to jail for it? Or?
I think he had something to do with it. I think he was the patsy. I think there was a lot more. Yeah, there was a lot more people involved. And you get into Jack Ruby, who just happened to have a disease that he was going to pass away from, kills the guy. It was done purposely where he could never tell what he knew. Yeah. That was deep, and it was deep. And, if you go back on that, I think it was Chicago 2 weeks before that a same plot was foiled by the Secret Service. Same kind of scenario.
Have you ever watched about the death of Marilyn Monroe?
Oh, yeah. I think that all ties in together.
Yeah.
Somebody was whispering things on pillowcases that she didn't need to know.
Yeah.
I think it was the whole family, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
It was.
That's a big old mess. Let's just put it to you that way. Yeah.
And she can sing Happy Birthday like nobody I've ever seen, though. Boy. Love me some Marilyn, though. What a lady she was. But there's more to that also, is it falls all in one big conspiracy theory. But overall, I'm not big into those. That just...
I don't know. When all that stuff... I don't even know if I should say it on here, but there was a lot of conspiracy stuff around the election time. Going on.
A lot of that.
Yeah.
There's also what is one of the others there that is big across the United States of Bigfoot. Bigfoot. That's always.
Yeah. Loch Ness Monster too.
Somebody would have a picture that was legit. Doesn't exist.
Yeah. There's a birthday. Happy birthday to Margie Ann Lancaster. It's her birthday today. So I hope you have a wonderful birthday.
We did have reports of gunshot, and it wasn't very many. We have to give Meridian a B+. I've only got one that was worth mentioning there. Is we show gunshots were reported in the area of State Boulevard, the 3400 block. Now, to my knowledge, I don't think anything was hit, but... I wasn't there, so I can't be 100% on that. But we did have reports of some gunshots in that area over the weekend. Now, we had a big fender bender. Okay, it was bigger than a fender bender. It was an accident. We will go to North Hill Street, 29th Avenue, there at Firestone over the weekend. I just happened to come along as this happened. And this was a hit and run, where they hit a car and they put it in drive and just kept right on going. As we pull up pictures from this accident that happened there, as you'll see, that car is careened. There's the 29th Avenue sign. There's Firestone. As we look at that, there's a better picture of that. Now, this bus is not involved. That's just parked in the parking lot.
That's what I was going to ask. It kind of looked like it might have been. So
it was a pickup truck that hit the car at the red light. And witnesses say he just kept right on about his merry business, didn't slack up.
Goodness.
Who's that turning 35 there? Sarah? Well, happy birthday to you, too.
Sarah can, too.
Yeah. Now, as we go back to Friday, let's go back to when the weekend started. Now, when I first put this out, I reported it. There was a shooting in Meridian. Somebody was shot in the chest. After they arrived, there was a man that had fell down. When paramedics arrived on the scene, this was changed to a stabbing. It would be just off of 8th Street on 7th Street as we pull this up. This was Friday. A stab wound to the chest. He was transported to the hospital, was in stable condition when he went into the hospital. We don't know any more after that. But one person very seriously, if you get, as I mentioned earlier this morning, I get cut with a piece of paper. Boy, that burns.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that bad folks are going to do bad things with any weapon that they see or have their hands on.
That's right. A vehicle. A knife. I mean, anything can be a weapon.
It sure can.
Somebody that means to do harm.
Mississippi, it was awful over the weekend. We had at least 5 deaths as of earlier this morning. We had 4 people killed in one car wreck on Highway 61. It was an adult and a child in a car, and an adult and a child in another car. Head on, all 4 would pass away at the scene. One was a father and son. The other, they had different names, but condolences to those family members. We don't know what caused the accident for it to be head on, but bad, bad, bad. Just horrible there.
That is awful.
Let's see
There's
here.
2 teenagers involved in that, a 17-year-old and a 16-year-old. I have never heard of Issaquena
Oh, you
County.
haven't?
Issaquena or Issaquena County. I'd never heard of that in Mississippi.
I was passing along a little bit of information there to folks at the scene of the car accident of who I'd spoke with there. But Issaquena County. Of course, you didn't pay attention to the movie that was filmed in Mississippi, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? A lot of that happened in Issaquena County.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
He shot the livestock. You don't remember that scene out the window?
No.
Pretty
I
boy
briefly watched just different parts of that. I
Girl,
didn't
that
sit
was
down and watch
probably
the whole thing.
one of the best movies I have ever watched. And he'd wake up, my hair.
Is that what you do, Scotty Ray?
No,
Wake up, go,
he
"My hair."
used Dapper Dan. You remember the stuff? Men, I don't see this used anymore. That grease that men used to put in his hair.
Yeah.
And of course, George Clooney was a pretty boy. And he woke up in the middle of the night thinking he didn't have any Dapper Dan in my hair. That was a funny show. And I urge you, if you've never seen it, to do that. We also had another lady die in a wreck on Highway 28, single vehicle accident. She ran off the road. She was pronounced deceased at the scene. Didn't have a seatbelt on. She was thrown from the car. And that's those bad things. And boy, this stuff just keeps getting deeper and deeper with Phil Bryant. He is now taking measures to try to block his text messages to keep them private. Probably not going to happen. It's going to be some finger pointing coming next. Mississippi Today still all over the story, as it is national now. They cannot stop this story. It is out.
Yeah. God, that is just keeps getting worse.
Yeah. Well, Brett Favre still holds his innocence. The governor, of course, has had to hire an attorney now. This is not going to be cheap. Former Governor Phil Bryant.
Yes.
What does Tate know? We don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure eventually. And you got to remember all this stuff. This has been going on for 2 years so far. It'll probably be another 4 years. The justice wheels turn very slow. And speaking of that, we'll have a special guest tomorrow. The DA, the Lauderdale County District Attorney, will be here. Cassie Coleman will join us. And we'll ask her about some of these, why the wheels turn slow and what happens. And if you've got a question, we'd love for you to ask her.
Yeah.
That's coming up tomorrow there.
There's another birthday. Christy Johnson Belt wants to wish her niece, Olivia, happy birthday. She's 11 years old.
Oh, that's a great age there. I remember when I was 11. It was 1980. Has it been that long ago? Now, it's sad when the bad guys start saying that it's bad. And that's just what we have this morning, as the Taliban wants TikTok banned because they say it's violent. The
Really?
Taliban. Did y'all hear that? Which tells us the Taliban doesn't like it at the end of the day. They're doing something that the Taliban doesn't like.
Yeah.
Those are very ferocious people. I want y'all to remember that, the Taliban.
Yes.
As we look around, other things that are going on this morning, it's one thing to dislike. Say a couple gets divorced. They no longer speak to each other.
Yeah.
And who come up, and why they done this, I don't know, but they had been divorced for 48 years. He visited her grave daily. Family members got suspicious for some reason. They put a camera up. This is bad now, what I'm fixing to tell you. But every day he went out and
Urinated.
Yeah, on her grave every day. He disliked her that much.
That's pretty disrespectful and awful. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
That is a bad dislike. Because you've often heard that term, I'm going to do that when you die. Well, he took it literally and has done it every day. New Jersey is where that's been going on.
Even took his spouse, his current spouse, to go watch.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Y'all are sick.
No, leave it at that.
They're sick people. Yeah.
We don't know what she done to make him so mad, but I'm telling you, that old boy was upset.
That's bad. I remember a story where these two men were at each
Yeah.
other's throats all the time. Remember that?
But he was putting dead animals
Yeah,
on the
dead
grave.
animals on the guy's grave. Ugh.
This guy notched it on up there. I can outdo you.
Yeah.
I brought this up on the 6:30 show about New Orleans being the murder capital of the world, as they have now resorted. They can't hire anybody.
Mm-hmm.
The police departments have shrunk. We see that nationwide. We see that here. That there's nobody to hire, so they're backing up, going, "Okay, we didn't hire you. If we turned you down and wouldn't hire you for whatever reason, come back and reapply." Now, think about what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
That's the people that weren't good enough to be a police officer. Now they're going to give them a badge and a gun in New Orleans.
They're getting desperate, in other words.
What is going to become of our police departments as this defund movement has really had people retire, taking early retirement, taking jobs in other fields because they weren't backed.
I think the ones that defund them, they need to stick them out in the street and make them work.
It'd be a good idea.
I really think they should.
And then,
you want to take the money away from the police, so the police, and the money for, to hire new people, or, get yourself out there. And
remind me of
do
this,
it.
because we talked about it when they were doing that. Was it California to where they were going to hire people, reserves, that didn't carry guns, to answer phone calls, to go to emergencies, to homes? Was it California that was proposing that at one time?
Is this where they, instead of putting them in jail, they were going to give them some kind of mental...
No, this was
Okay.
where you call 911.
Yeah.
And they would send a group so they wouldn't offend anybody out that were not trained police officers to respond, that had no guns, no nothing, to come check on you. How's that going to work out?
Yeah, that's real smart.
But I think it was California back this was months ago when all of this stuff began.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here, some other things that are going on. This is almost like the movie Bruce Willis was in. Do y'all remember that, when they had to go off into space and save the world,
Yeah.
drill a hole? And it'll come to me in a minute what was in it. But NASA is going to intentionally crash a spacecraft into an asteroid today at 15,000 miles per hour. And they're doing this to test it, to make sure that if there was ever a threat to Earth, that they could send this up to bust it up to where it wouldn't crash into Earth.
So when you bust something up, it's not just one big piece; it's thousands of pieces. So do you know?
I don't know
where those are going.
I don't know if it floats off to space or if it comes on the ground.
Yeah.
I am not Armageddon. That was the name of that movie. Thank you. But I am not. I was never in high school a space guru, so I don't know a lot about all that. Yeah, my son could probably tell me all of that. Defund the city councils.
Mm-hmm.
Good comment there.
I definitely feel like when people take away funds or anything, like I said, I think they should step up to the plate and pick up the slack.
They should, but they're not. Now, I was sitting at the kitchen table this weekend, and I saw an advertisement for a movie. Mm-hmm. And I sat there and I was eating a pork chop. I'm not going to lie. I had a glass of iced tea and I had pork chop. And I stared at the television and I said out loud, I said, who would go watch that movie after seeing those previews? Mm-hmm. It looked like the most dull thing I've ever laid eyes on. But as I look at the news this morning, it was the #1 at the box office. I don't get it. A movie called Don't Worry, Darling. I don't know if anybody's seen the previews to it. It looked as interesting as a 2 before.
I haven't seen the previews, obviously.
It brought in $19.2 million over the weekend.
What was the whole?
It was like a test pilot town that people were trapped in, and they were trying to escape.
Okay, it says the thriller is about a utopian 1950s desert community.
Yeah, let me tell you, I give that a thumbs down. Just to be up and fair about everything that I watch. I try to. I'm working on being Engelbert. What were those two that done the movie critics? Those two guys there for years.
Gosh, if you had not asked me, I'll think about it.
And it's not Engelbert Humperdinck, whatever his name was.
Humperdinck, yeah.
Egbert,
Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah, that's them. Those two.
One of them passed away.
Sure did.
Yeah.
They done good at their job, I guess, for years there. Yeah, it's going to change its course, Kelsey. That's our scientist of the day. Kelsey says when they hit that, it'll change the course of the asteroid to keep it from coming towards us. And Jeff, you're right. Jeff Dean gave us the name of Armageddon. I give that one like 5 thumbs up. If you want to see a good movie, watch that this weekend. You'll enjoy it. Scotty Ray and Candace, as we begin your early Monday morning. Hope you're having a good day. We'll be right back. Time to stop spending your entire weekend mowing grass. Step up to a Skag zero-turn lawnmower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we look around a few events that are coming up. And if you've got a PSA for your community, let us know. We head down to Clark County for one this morning that's coming up at Cooper's Chapel.
Yes. They're going to have a rummage sale. They'll have food with hamburgers, hot dogs, sausage dog plates. And it's located at Highway 511 East Equipment. And it's going to be this Saturday, October 1st, 7 to 3 p.m., 7 a.m., 3 p.m.
My dad was a pastor there many moons ago when I was a teenager. Great folks. Also, we've got a golf scramble coming up for the Police Benevolent Association.
I'm glad you can say that benevolent.
Benevolent?
You say it really fast. I can't. I get tongue-tied. But anyway, yes, that's going to be October the 7th. And it's going to be start at 9 a.m. It's going to be an entry fee of $45 a person or $180 per team. And that's at Lakeview Golf Course.
Yeah. Let's see here. Meridian Community College has the Great Pumpkin Party coming up also as we look at that. That's a good one there.
Yes, that's going to be neat. Kids 6 through 12 years of age, Thursday, October 13th, 5 to 6:30 p.m., and it's $30. Registration is required, so give them a call at 482-7445.
Figure you get to get in there and learn something about pumpkins and things
fun.
like that. Were you any good at carving pumpkins?
I tried. It's just hard. Now, if you have the little pumpkin carving kit that has the little thin little knives and stuff, that makes it easier. But we always had the big old like butcher knife trying to go in there and do it. So,
as we look back on this day in time of things that went on, I tried to find a picture from 1820, and it just wasn't possible. I can't come up with the original picture, so I grabbed a picture from a movie. Daniel Boone was born on this date back at 1820.
Goodness.
Real famous guy there. Nobody knows about him. Also, now this young lady, you're going to know her right off the bat. She was born in 1933. Anybody remember her? Now, that real name, Donna Douglas, but we know her as
Ellie Mae on the Clampetts. What is it called? Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, love that show.
Yeah.
She was as country came. She could throw Jethro down in a heartbeat. Lefty Frizzell had a brother. And a lot of you will know him by this one song and this one song. Well, maybe two songs. There's a full moon over Tulsa. I hope that it's shining on you. And, of course, I'm talking about You're the Reason God Made Oklahoma. David Frizzell, born on this date. 1941 was it. And he also had that other big hit that people still tap their foot to called I'm Going to Hire a Wino to Decorate Our Home. So you'll feel more at ease here and you won't need to roam. Anybody remember that?
I do remember that. I think that was one of my daddy's favorite songs.
I love that song.
Yeah.
But as far as a duet, you would really be hard pressed. You'd have to get into Conway Twitty and Loretta to challenge You're the Reason God Made Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Boy, all the cowboys on the Sunset Strip wish they could be like you. Woo! 1948, this young lady just passed away, and I don't guess she's young anymore, but she made an impression on America, and we all know her. Olivia Newton-John, born on this date.
Yes.
That was the ending there at Greece as they drove off into the sky. It was kind of an odd ending, but
She was so pretty.
she was.
Classy, too. I mean, to the end. I mean, I saw an interview that was, it's been a while back, but she always just seemed like she was just really a humble person and just really a kind person.
Her daughter a little left of how you think.
Yeah.
Just a little left of what I've read. Not running her down. It's just I don't think she and I could see eye to eye on a lot of topics. We go back to 1960. I've met this man several times. And as we always say, that folks have their 15 minutes of fame. And he did have it. It was a huge song in country music. Anybody remember I Don't Call Him Daddy? It was a big hit there. He passed away in 2020 at the age of 60. Lung cancer got him. Doug Supernall. His follow-up song was She's a Lot Like Reno. And after that, he just kind of faded away into the spotlight there. But that song put him on the map back in the day, and so many people were that weekend warrior of having to pick up their kids, and the kids telling them, I don't call him daddy, but he takes care of mama. It hit home with a lot of folks. And as we brought up Ellie Mae's birthday today, it would be 1962 that we would all be introduced to. Well, Scruggs and Flat, they'd get together and write a little theme song, and this would hit your television tonight. The Beverly Hillbillies, and we would learn about cement ponds and a whole lot more. Old girl named Granny.
Swimming pools and movie stars. Yeah.
Sure liked it. Stop and get supper. 1964, it would be a lot of discussion on who was hotter, what men liked best. I know that there were other men on the show, but nobody even noticed them because these two girls were on there. Gilligan's Island premiered tonight, and it was, well, the girl next door or the movie star. It's always and will be a discussion from now on.
Ginger and Marianne. Yeah.
Not many of the cast members still left. Maybe, I think Ginger is still around.
Yeah.
We just lost Marianne.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of Ginger lately. And she's still, I mean, she aged, a good bit, but obviously, but she's still a pretty lady. So.
But she stayed away from the spotlights after that for the most part.
Yeah.
And you remember this TV show. It also premiered, it'd be 1969, the year that I was born. But boy, people really liked it. The Brady Bunch.
Yes, that was a good one. I watched it all the time when I was a kid.
All right, I do not know the answer to this before I ask you this.
Okay.
But I'm going to put you on the spot because I can't remember. What was the dog's name on there?
Oh, my goodness. I have no idea. I can't remember the dog's name.
I mean, I remember Fred from the Dukes of Hazzard and Eddie from other TV shows of Frasier, but I don't remember that dog's name for some reason.
I don't remember the dog's name.
Anyway,
I can Google it, though. I'm sure.
Somebody's going to remember the name of that puppy dog that was in there. He walked around. 1982 tonight, no one really fell in love with this car. Although the TV show was all about the car, it would not have the lasting effects of like Herbie, and it wouldn't have it like the General Lee. But Knight Rider premiered tonight.
Kit.
Yeah.
Was the name of the little computer in the car, I guess.
Richard Ray, you get the goat. Also, Sheila, she knew Tiger was the name of the dog on the Brady Bunch.
Tiger.
Does it come back to you now?
No, I would have never known. I don't even remember seeing the dog. I don't.
And you watched it every day?
I did. I watched it, but I don't remember
Candace,
seeing the dog.
Okay, walk me through this. What's in your mind as you watch Gunsmoke or you watch a TV show?
Somebody said the dog's name was Alice. No, Alice was the housekeeper.
Do you pay attention?
I do pay attention, but I still don't remember the dog. I just don't remember. I don't know. I might have seen it in the scene, but I don't remember him. Come on, Tiger,
Yeah, they've done that a lot.
I don't remember it. I'm sorry.
You a family
it's
dog.
only been probably like how many years? I don't know. I've not seen the Brady Bunch in a long time.
I'm worried about y'all. I'm worried about this young lady over here beside me.
You would have been worried about me yesterday. It was like I was going out of the indoor we had a tournament. I was not thinking straight yesterday. It was crazy. Maybe it's moved on over in today.
Oh, Okay, all right, we got a true Brady Bunch fan here, Janet Riddle. I would have never known this. She said the cat that was in the first couple episodes was named Fluffy. Never would I have known that.
Well, Lisa Dearman says she doesn't remember the dog either, so thank you, Lisa.
Let's go back to 1987. And this is probably country music now. If it were released today, I've said this before, it would be. But number one on this date, when it come out, it shipped number one, was the Michael Jackson CD, Bad. I think we had CDs in 87, if I remember correctly.
I'm sure I had it, though.
Bad.
We all were big Michael Jackson fans.
Sheila says she still watches it. It's on the Pluto channel there. Okay. Watches it. 2008, we would lose a guy that he had it going on during his day. Ladies loved him, and he was the star of Cool Hand Luke. He passed away on this date back in 2008. Paul Newman.
Now, I always thought he was a very handsome guy. Like, seriously.
A lot of other ladies thought that also. He was what you would refer to as a man's man, which I guess is politically incorrect to say these days. Is it? Is it okay to be a man's man?
I think you can say whatever you want to. That's how I feel about it.
Let's see, Christy said it was on all day yesterday, but she did not see the dog. But she remembers him. Then she fell asleep. I bet it happened when you were on a sleep nap there.
Goodness.
But boy, how things do stick with you from time to time from TV shows that you grow up with, and it's almost a part of the show. You remember that when the Border Collie had his own TV show named after the dog? This is a test, y'all.
Lassie.
Ooh, boy, gold star
I
for
do
her.
remember Lassie. Yeah, I remember that. Do you remember Gentle Ben?
Yes.
Was
the
that
bear.
called Gentle Ben? The show? What was that called?
You got me on that one. I think
it was called Gentle
or was it
Ben.
Grizzly Adams?
No, that's two different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gentle Ben. Then it was Gentle Ben there.
Gentle Ben's where the little boy's dad drove that air boat. You know?
Game warden.
Yeah, he was game warden. So, yeah.
Yeah. Boy. We got so much more on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace on this Monday morning. Good morning to everybody.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Let's talk about our friends at Snowden & Company. They're there for you. And you've heard us talk about them before. Why? They're there when it comes to buying something that is, well, a part of your life from now on, your home. Whether you're upgrading, downgrading to the size of your family. Maybe you need this big home here. Beautiful. You can find that in the West Lauderdale area. Find out more there. Snowden Real Estate. Of course, DeKalb, towns like that across from Northeast High School. Maybe out on the water is the place for you. They've got homes at Delwood. They serve all of East Mississippi, including Kemper, Newton, Clark, and also expanded over to the Brandon, Madison, Forest area. A home waiting for you. Just look at it all there on SnowdenRealEstate.com. Choose which home you like, and they'll take you to see it in person. So you can walk around, take a look, and see what a lot of people choose them. Why? They're good at what they do. They simplify all that paperwork for you. And they're truthful, honest people. Designated seller representative. Ask our friend Amanda. See her or any of her staff. They'll help you any way they can. 453-3937. Located there in Poplar Springs, just off of North Hill Street. You'll find them. Visit with them today.
Yes.
Well, you got a smile today. Did you do anything good this weekend?
We had a ball tournament all weekend long. Saturday, we won one game and tied the other. And then yesterday, we played. And we did not win yesterday. It was so hot, though. Oh, my goodness, it was hot. Scorcher. So that's what I did.
Well, I hate to talk about people, but I'm just go ahead and call them out the way it is. I went to a surprise birthday party this weekend.
Really?
For Tommy Ainsworth. He was late for his own birthday party.
That would be me, probably.
The band ran out of songs. They didn't have anything else to sing. They didn't know nothing. All the food was gone. The cake was gone by the time he showed up. He was off running his mouth somewhere. But a 50th birthday, and I got to see a lot of folks that I had not seen in quite some time. I got to spend time with, Sandy Hemmingsways. That's not a real name, but that's how Miss Clark used to say it at Northeast Lauderdale. I can still hear her going, Hemmingsways, is that you talking back there? And I got to spend a little time with it. It is fun to bump into people you haven't seen. I saw Shannon, her baby sister, who wanted to point out she's at least 10 years younger than her older sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just called out.
Well, now that I know you can leave your house outside of work, the next time I say, we're camping, y'all come see us. We might take the boat out.
Come visit.
I don't know, I got a lot to do.
Well, I did. I slowed down Friday afternoon, but boy, yesterday was busy.
Yeah. Okay.
But I did have a moment there Saturday
That's
night
good
to go
that you
check
had
it out.
I'm glad you had fun, though. That is a good thing to get away and have a good time.
When he showed
see
up, I
other
said,
people.
look, I got to go because you're late. Bye. Ren 1010. I had forgotten about that of dog shows that had it on there.
Yeah.
Tramp was on My Three Sons. Okay, your Pam says.
This is Gentle Ben. The boy on Gentle Ben was Ron Howard's brother. I did not know that.
Me either. That interesting side note there.
Speaking of Ron Howard, though, he played a great role in the Andy Griffith Show as Opie. I watched the episode that there was a dog on there the other night. When Barney had got the dog named Blue, do you remember? He was going to be like this big attack police dog thing. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He didn't end
Do you
up.
remember the episode where he got that and all the stray dogs followed him into the courthouse?
Yeah. And then Aunt B, remember the one where she got all the meat out of the freezer because their freezer was going bad and was carrying it?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Survey says that the average American, you're probably the average American watching us this morning, have lost $4,200 worth of income since somebody moved into 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue up in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
That's the statistics this morning they're telling there.
Yeah, they say that people will be voting with their pocketbooks this next go round. I believe it because, I mean, they're tired of their pocketbook being empty.
Speaking of pocketbooks, yesterday marked the 5th day in a row that gas prices have risen. We'll see if it continues today, but Sunday marked 5 days in a row. That's pretty strong, isn't it?
I think it was like $2.96 a gallon yesterday when we got it.
As they do these surveys, and of course surveys are surveys. I don't believe everyone, and I don't think anybody does, but overwhelmingly they're saying that Democrats are saying, well, we're not sure if Joe is the man for us in 24. I did hear him say one time in one of his many speeches where he was confused trying to leave the stage to where he was unsure if he would run again.
Yeah.
You know, there in the beginning it was, I'm running. They're probably telling him not to do that.
Yeah, only 35% agree with him, I think, that he needs to run again. I just don't see it happening.
I don't
think it would be a
either.
waste of time, waste of money.
They're going to choose. And Newsom wants it, the guy from California. But as we all know, when this comes out, there are people out there that want it bad. And they will come out of the woodwork, so to speak, when it comes time to sign up. And it will be a list a mile long of people that want to run. It will be that way also on the Republican side.
I
Who
just
will it be?
I feel like there's going to be a woman from a previous president that might be.
Oh, you talking about
somebody
Michelle?
Yeah.
That's possible.
I
Very
think
possible.
I think they're going to try to run her for president.
They've asked her before, and she's never gave way to that.
Yeah.
We'll see. Who will it be on the Republican side? Will DeSantis run, or will it be Trump? Well, I seriously, Trump is going to run in some shape, form, or way. He's going for it. There is no way he will not.
I think DeSantis would be a good running mate for him. I don't know if that would be a good.
But you see all this back and forth of he's setting it up to where if for some reason Trump did not, he would. And he may still try to go against him. We don't know.
That would not be a good thing, though.
No, it would be-
because it would split the vote so much. You know, I just
would.
don't think it would be a good thing.
King Charles has not, and that sounds so weird to say that nowadays, King Charles has not decided whether or not Harry's children will be called princes and, what do you call it? Give them a princess's title, a prince and a princess.
Yes.
They haven't decided yet. I don't think they should after all that's been said about the royal family. I think you left, bye. That's my opinion. And I don't know much about the British. Did you see that in NASCAR? And I don't even know the names because I quit watching NASCAR. But there was a driver, they got in an argument. He went over, he got out of his car, and he started whooping up on him right through the window of the car.
Yeah.
Rumor is, and I no longer watch because of political reasons. I don't watch the NFL anymore. They crossed a line I didn't like, so I quit watching them. But Dak Prescott, the highest paid quarterback there is that never plays. Has he really done anything? He's injured again, is why I say that.
He was from Mississippi State, right?
Yeah, but he's injured his thumb again. He's going to be out for several more games. And he didn't play a lot last year because he was hurt.
Goodness.
160-something million. I'm proud that he got the money, but he hadn't exactly played a lot for that cash.
That's a lot of money.
Tim Allen.
Nice.
I didn't even know that they were working on a television show about the Santa Claus, a regular show. His daughter is working with him on it, and he's saying that it was nice to work with his daughter. Now, he's 69. Y'all think about what I'm just going to tell you. She's 13. I want to talk about late in life.
Yeah.
13. Ooh, can you imagine at 69 years old, a teenager?
I did not realize he was 69.
You want me to scare you
It's
more?
like I went asleep. It's like I went to sleep for like 10, 15 years and woke back up, and everybody's 69 and
let me
70
tell you,
something.
get this in your head. Brooks and Dunn, Ronnie Dunn, if I am not mistaken, is 70 years old. Ronnie Dunn. Somebody, I cannot believe that.
Yeah. Time's a flying.
It is. It's 8:50 with Scotty Ray and Candace. Good morning to you.
There's something special about autumn. Colorful snapdragons, eye-catching mums, and pumpkins. What better place to pick these up than at Al's Garden and Gift? Come see the bountiful selection of pumpkins in a vibrant array of colors and sizes. Choose a handmade wreath or decorations to welcome an entrance or an indoor space. Savory sides will make tailgating fun with Captain Rodney's, Goodson pecans, Grumpy Man, Redneck gourmet jellies, grilling sauces, and more. Al's Garden and Gift, a charming place to harvest memories and gifts this fall.
On this field, as on the gridiron, each inch is fought for and marked by sweat. Each inch taken through disciplined training. With a Kubota L2501 tackling each inch in the trenches, whether those inches are measured here or here, all adding up to yards. For each yard, Kubota measures victory, and the touchdown is Parrish Tractor. Here, we're much more than a tractor store.
Welcome back. Let's take a minute and talk about Chet's Paint and Body. You'll find him out in the Center Hill area. His name is known far and wide for honesty, great work. That's what they do there. Color matching like none other. If you want your car put back to where it doesn't look like three different cars sitting out there, see Chet. They'll match the paint, get it going for you there. Great department there that works on this. Whether you've been side hit, if you've been hitting the side there, if you've had front end damage or rear end damage. Doesn't matter. They put it back. Quality workmanship. That's what they do at Chet's Paint and Body. Visit with them. Again, the address is 9888 Highway 495. Or you can just go to the curve there going to the reservoir. Everybody knows Chet.
Yeah.
They'll send you in the right direction. That's their office there. Visit with them. They'll do all the insurance work for you. 601-737-2961. See them today. They'll help you out there.
They do a great job. Yes.
We were, during commercials, we got in an argument. Imagine that.
It wasn't an argument. It wasn't an argument. It was a...
You're wrong is all I can say.
Okay. No, I'm not.
Candace seems to think that Donald Trump will not run for president.
I said because somebody made the comment that they didn't think he'd run, that they thought he would support DeSantis and work from there. Now, I think that's a possibility. I think it is. I think it's a possibility. I think it's a possibility that he could slip into another position where he might be, productive there too.
Let me explain something to you. The most powerful position in the world is President of the United States.
I understand.
Period. There is not anything any bigger anywhere. And that's why so many people want that. He will run for president.
I don't know. You never know. I mean,
I know this
could
one.
be, you never know.
He will run.
He wants to get this one prosecuted and that one prosecuted and this one prosecuted. And I mean, he might be more suited for another position to get things like that done. I don't know.
As we say in America, wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm standing by that. You're no.
Yeah.
He's running. Now, whether or not he gets elected, I couldn't tell you, but he is going to run. He again, there ain't nothing more powerful than that position.
Regardless if it was him or DeSantis, I think either one would be better for our country right now. So A lot of people don't like Donald Trump, and I understand that. But I do think the country was headed in a better direction and in a better shape than it is now. So, there.
Chris Wallace, does anybody really pay attention to Chris Wallace? Of course, he left Fox News, went to another network, and then they were going to start this big digital thing on CNN. It flopped. It went away. He interviewed Tyler Perry, which I really like Tyler Perry. He is the Medea character. He does a lot for charity, and Spike Lee jumped on him, criticizing him for what he does. And
Spike Lee jumped on Tyler Perry.
yeah, talked about him. And the interview was about this, of talking about the negativity of him, that Medea was negative. She's not. I think everybody knows a Medea. She's funny.
Right.
And she lays it out. When you're wrong, you're wrong. And Medea calls you out. Now, some of the episodes does she when the cops are chasing her in her Cadillac. But overall, she tells kids it's a moral to the story at the end with most of those Medea shows of acting right, respecting your parents.
I think people should be able to laugh at themselves, laugh at things that other people do. What is wrong with that? I mean, I see it all the time. White people get made fun of all the time. Do they not?
Every race does.
We make fun of our own people. I make fun of you, Scotty Ray, all the time. You make fun of me.
That's one of the stories there.
Yeah.
As we look at this, let's see here. Glancing around the world here, prices, 20% increase on different, Biden inflation, 20% we're seeing there. A guy, let me see here, of Sylvester Stallone, we have a good story to end this morning. Him and his wife are getting back together after all of that. That's good news.
Yeah.
They were having their issues there, and, well, they've worked it out. I'm glad for them.
Yeah.
We got more coming up as Halloween nears us. We're getting ready for that October the 31st. Haven't heard what date that we will celebrate Halloween on in Meridian, if it will be Saturday night or the actual night.
Did we not used to celebrate Halloween on Halloween?
Used to.
Like used to?
Used to.
I don't know.
We'll pay close attention. When we get that passed along, we'll let you know there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Mother... we'll get into that another day about the Postal Service and what they got going on. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early. We want you to be here. Join us at 8 a.m. As more develops of the wreck that happened on I-20 this morning, we'll pass that along today also.
I hope they get somebody brought to justice for that. That's awful.
Sure is.
Yeah. Well, we hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you back at 8 a.m. in the morning.
All right. See you then. Thanks so much.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: